Hello world, North Korean hackers are back at it again with yet another operation. This time they're pretending to be Samsung employees. The North Koreans are targeting their southern neighbours who work for companies which make anti-malware software. The aim of the game here is to initiate a supply chain attack. In other words, inject malicious code into antivirus software updates before they're signed by the developer and subsequently sent to customers. This is of course exactly how the infamous SolarWinds hack went down. A bad actor, which just so happens to be the Russian state-sponsored hacker group Nobelium, managed to infect software updates of the SolarWinds Orion platform, turning pretty boring IT system management software into a world-class espionage tool, which ended up infecting hundreds of companies and organizations which use the software. Whilst Russian state-backed hackers are typically interested in espionage, intelligence gathering, spying, that kind of thing, North Korean government hackers are often financially motivated. It has even been said that cybercrime is now the North Korean regime's biggest source of income, though of course this is just a guess. And the source for this particular article is a former Mossad operative, so maybe not the most reliable of sources. But in fairness, for a country with a GDP of only $18 billion, their cybercrime industry doesn't have to be all that large for it to represent a significant source of income for them. Also, in a previous video, I covered how the North Korean state-backed hacker group Lazarus almost made off with $1 billion in cash after hacking Bangladesh's central bank. The only thing that screwed up that particular operation was a spelling mistake the hackers made in a bank transfer recipient name. And I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Once these hacker groups figure out that they're not going to succeed purely based off technical prowess alone, and they realize they actually need to employ someone with some real-world common sense and some basic literary skills, I'm thinking about the diabolically written phishing emails in particular, once they figure that out, then we're all screwed. Luckily though, the North Korean hackers are yet to figure this out, the phishing email they used in their latest campaign being Exhibit A. And you would have thought that the email being written in their mother tongue would have made it easier for them to come up with something that at least reads like a genuine recruitment email being sent by Samsung, but apparently not. It literally just tells the recipients to check the attached form. Oh, and by the way, if you get the job you can make up to 300 million won, that's about 250k USD, and then that's the email. And I realise a Google translation isn't perfect, but the context is all we're really after. If you do happen to open the not so suspiciously named samsung.rar archive, you'll find a PDF file. However, the PDF, according to Google, because the report in which this is all explained comes from Google's threat analysis group, the PDF is malformed and did not open in a standard PDF reader. When the victims responded to the initial email, hey, the PDF you sent us is broken, the North Koreans responded with, well, you see, you must use our special secure PDF reader software. The bad actors would then send over a version of PDFtron, which is legitimate PDF software, but the North Koreans had modified it to decode an executable hidden within the PDF file, containing malware, of course, which uses a legit but exploited South Korean website for its command and control server. The malware would provide backdoor access to the infected computer, so the miscreants could basically do as they pleased. Unfortunately though, for the North Koreans, they had forgotten that they were targeting a company which makes anti-malware software. As such, an incredibly basic social engineering attempts like this didn't really have much of a chance of working. I say tepidly because of course many people continue to fall for some very basic social engineering tricks. However, in this case, the only thing the North Korean hackers were successful in was making it into Google's Threat Horizons November report. This isn't the first time North Koreans have targeted the security community. They have been observed on a few occasions trying their hands at hacking security researchers. In those cases, they were most likely after the research that the researchers had been working on, i.e. the vulnerabilities that their targets had uncovered. This video was made possible by Altium Designer, the world's #1 PCB design software. 35 years of innovation and development has gone into this bit of kit, and it really shows. Nothing else I've used comes close to the sheer breadth and depth of features. If you dabble in PCB design at all, you have to give this a go. The routing engine, even just in of itself, is sublime. Grab your free trial via the link in the video description. If you enjoy this kind of video, make sure to help me out by fondling the like button for the YouTube AI, as well as turning on those sub notifications. If you want to see what goes on behind the scenes, make sure to follow me on the Instagrams. I'm @JohnT, I will of course link it in the description. And if you're looking for something to watch next, go check out my previous video on the super cool Wi-Fi hacking detector widget thingy that my company made. As always, sources will be linked in the video description. Stay tuned for more hacking videos, and have a good one.